Hello, Sunny Hill, and welcome to today's, which is Friday's, Take 5. Feels like there should be an intro. There's not. It's the weekend. You made it. Woo! Sunday's coming. Be there. Today we are in 2 Samuel 9, and we are looking at David and Mephibosheth. So, when you read this passage, you will discover the goodness of David's heart. And his real desire to help this guy called Mephibosheth. But just to give you a bit of context as to who Mephibosheth is and why he feels inclined to help, we head back to 1 Samuel 20, which is the story of the unfolding of this covenant that's made between David and Jonathan, who's Mephibosheth's father, who is also Saul's son. So Mephibosheth is Saul's grandson. And we know that David and Saul had a very complicated relationship. David honoured Saul because he knew that he was the man that God chose to be king. But at the same time, Saul was trying to kill David because he knew that David was going to take over the reign as king, that God had now chosen and blessed and favoured David for the role of king and taken his hand off of Saul. So in the battle, Saul and Jonathan sadly die. And David obviously becomes king. Go David! But Jonathan has this son, Mephibosheth. And so in this moment, David just gets this opportunity to ask, is there anybody left of Saul's household, of Jonathan's household, that I can bless, that I can help, that I can show kindness to, for the sake of the promise that I made my friend and brother, Jonathan? So Mephibosheth comes into the story. Now, this guy is a problem. This guy is a guy with problems. Physically, he struggles. It says that he has some disability in his feet. And so he would have been a guy that actually, he refers to himself in verse 8. And he says, "What is your servant that you should notice a dead dog like me?" Mephibosheth knows that his place in society is one of neglect, of one of pity, one looked down upon. And yet here we see David, the king, restoring this, very difficult relational tension with anybody connected with Saul's household, bringing them into the new king's household, and sitting him at the table. And now Mephibosheth is the first to realise that he doesn't deserve this treatment. And yet the king extends it to him, welcomes him to the table, blesses him, makes him part of his family. And I wonder if that, we know that we're supposed to understand that this is the story of Jesus for us. We know that David is a type of Christ in the Bible, and that there are similarities, not exactness, because we know that David goes and commits terrible sin, and we know that Jesus was void of all sin. But we do see similarities here. We do see the heart of God displayed in such a way that we can see ourselves in this. We are Mephibosheth to this story, to this understanding. It's a reminder that we are brought to the table, that we are invited in, that we don't deserve it. Dead dogs that we are, we don't deserve it, and yet we find ourselves at the king's table as heirs to the throne, welcomed, blessed, and made part of the family. And but to take this a little bit further, what if actually in the story we can also consider ourselves to be David? Is there anyone left of any house that I have difficulty with, that I can show kindness for the sake of Jesus? Maybe that's something that you can pray about as we go into today. Is there anybody that you can show kindness towards because of what Jesus has done for you? Let him be the inspiration for your desire to bless and reach out, and maybe even reach out to someone, who doesn't deserve it, who by your own standards and by the standards of the world actually has lost their right to any support or love or kindness or comfort to be shown to them. Pray about it. Maybe God wants you to reach out to someone today. Maybe it will bless them. Maybe it will bless you. Have a great day, and I'll see you again. You're coming back to 2 Samuel in a little while, so stay tuned for more exciting Davidness. It's been great being with you this week. See you Sunday.